What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode here on ShaunsTake. I'm your host, Sean Gold, and today I'm at Mission Viejo High School, sitting down with head football coach, Coach Chad Johnson. Coach Johnson, thanks for coming on the show today.
Of course, I'm excited to do this.
So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to break down the national championship game between Clemson and Alabama. Coach, after seeing Clemson really take it to Alabama in that game, what were your initial thoughts after the game?
Well, when I was watching it, I saw two actual very similar offenses, but they were defended very differently, and I think that was something that we'll see today, and how they were defending each other and how Clemson's defensive game plan was far superior than Alabama's, and how Clemson took advantage of Alabama's defense and attacked them with RPOs and different pass concepts that really gave Alabama a lot of problems.
Yeah, this was really one of the first times we've seen Alabama on the other side of a huge defeat. And today we're going to show you guys how Clemson was able to do this and why Alabama didn't really look the part of the juggernaut they usually are.
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully you guys will be able to see how the game breaks down from an X and O standpoint and kind of give you a little more insight to how Clemson dominated Alabama.
We're starting here on Alabama's first possession of the game after getting the ball from Clemson, and here's Alabama's first couple plays of their first possession.
Okay, so you'll see Alabama's very first possession, very first play. They line up in a pinch formation. Basically, both receivers on each side are stacked and tight to the offensive formation, the tackle box. And what they're going to do is run an RPO. So it's a very simple speed out by number 2 receiver and a clear out by 1. And you're going to see Clemson bring it right off the bat. They're going to get themselves into a zero coverage right off the bat. Tua reads it, sees the pressure, gets the ball out of his hands really quickly on the RPO. Obviously, RPO means the line was blocking like a run play, and the receivers are running pass play. Okay, next play, they line up in a detached 3-by-1. The tight end being number 3, they're going to motion the tight end back into the nub set. Okay, a lot of teams call this the sniffer. So now he adds to the box as far as the blocking scheme. The blocking surface now is a 6-man surface with 5-0 linemen plus the tight end. Okay, so what Tua's looking for is he's looking for a 7-man box. Okay, so again, Clemson right off the bat brings pressure. Okay, the reason why there is pressure, if you pause right here, the reason why there's pressure in the face of the quarterback is that it end up being the unblocked man that the running back is responsible for in the run game. So the offensive linemen are going to block all the down linemen plus the 2 backers. When that guy inserts in the box, because they have rotation strong with the strong safety down, the free safety high, Tua's going to pull the ball and throw the speed out to the boundary here. Okay, and that's the running back's guy. So you see the running back turn, try to block him, and the ball got out faster than the linebacker got there. That's the unblocked man, the RPO. Okay, next play, this is the interception. If you pause it real quick, I want to set the stage for you. So now Clemson's going to get into another blitz situation. So if you look at their front, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now they're going to bring a field pressure. Tight ends attached to the boundary here in a 2-by-2. They're going to bring a pressure, and these guys are going to play a matchup zone. So they're going to play like a palms coverage, meaning they're going to read number 2 in a zero situation and switch off routes. Corner sees 2 come out. He jumps it and picks it for 6. Tua obviously did not read this properly. He has to read the corner come off and try to throw it up top, and the outside receiver did a very poor job. I'm not sure if that receiver was blocking or running a 9 route, but that outside receiver didn't do much in that play, and they were able to switch it. Here comes the blitz. They read it. Okay, corner comes off on it and jumps it, and it was a pick 6. And there goes Clemson up 7-0 right off the bat.
After Alabama went down 7-0 due to a pick 6, let's see how Alabama responds.
Okay, so this is Alabama's second drive. Obviously, kickoff, touchback, balls on the 25. Alabama's again attached tight end, 2-by-2. Tight ends to the right, spread right formation with 2 receivers detached. Clemson is going to show Alabama. They're going to show them an even box, which means they have 6 defenders for 6 blockers. There's 5 offensive linemen plus a tight end, 4 down linemen plus 2 backers. They're going to show them pre-snap 6 defenders, and then the boundary safety is going to spin down to the tight end side, add the 7th defender at the snap, and be able to defeat this single back power look. So Alabama's going to run single back power to the tight end side, pulling the backside guard, doubling down to the off backer. Here comes the safety, inserts himself, bang, and they stuff the run play right off the bat. Tua probably should have pulled, if we go back Tua had options there with RPOs on. He probably should have pulled the ball and thrown that. Okay, you'll see they're going to run the same slant bubble combination to the field. There's a lot of grass there. That corner's playing really, really far inside on that slant. So right now, Alabama should be thinking slant and go. They're playing super aggressive on the inside, which you'll see in a couple plays. Alabama comes to a dig and go and plays on their over aggressiveness for a touchdown. So let's go to the next play. All right, next play, same thing. Alabama's in again a sniffer set, 2-by-1 formation with a tight end kind of acting as that fullback. They're going to run weak side zone. They have RPOs attached, but because Tua did not see any rotation at the snap of the ball, he hands the ball because they have a 6 versus 6 blocking surface versus front, so that's an even box, so he hands the football off. So let's roll. Okay, inside zone, set, go, 6 versus 6, that means hand the ball off. You can see if you go back a second, you can see Clemson use the same exact, you'll see in a second, Clemson used the same exact scheme with the safety inserting after the ball's been handed off. So that would be the RPO that Tua's reading. Once the ball's been handed off, that guy inserts himself. That's how he missed the tackle with a play before he came and made the tackle. That was why the big run came. All right, so now pause, you have another 1st and 10. All right, so now Alabama's going to take a shot. They have a 3-by-1 detached. Clemson's going to run a coverage that's called Cleo. You'll see this guy disguise it, that he's going to slide outside and play outside of number 2. He's going to pattern read 3-2. The outside linebacker is going to turn to 3, and the safety's on top. So you're going to play a triangle coverage to 2 and 3. So when this inside receiver pushes vertical and runs a dig and go, the safety's inside, jumps it, bites it. If you guys watch number 3 here, he runs a double move on that safety and gets him for a touchdown. So here he goes, set, go. If you pause it right when the ball is snapped, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Go let it roll a little more. Pause right there. So you see the outside linebacker drop out of it. So they're playing a triangle coverage. Now he has slid outside of number 2. Okay, the corner's going to be man on number 1. And they're playing a triangle coverage or a mini coverage, if you will. A lot of teams call us mini to 2 and 3. Outside backer's eyes are on 3-2. They're reading. He's 3-2 as well. You can see his eyes tilted inside. And that safety's eyes are on number 3 as well. So that safety, if he sees number 3 come out, he's not going to get his eyes at 2, but if he sees 3 push vertical and run any type of route behind the linebackers 10 yards or more, he owns it. And then this number 12 then would own number 2 pushing vertical as well. So you see his eyes on number 3 the whole way here. Let it roll. You can watch him run. They'll move in and back out. Tua throws a great football, okay, and he beats the safety vertical for a touchdown.
Okay, so we're here. Clemson is looking to rebound after Alabama went down and scored, and they're implementing an RPO offense similar to what we saw from Alabama. These are 2 very similar offenses, but the defenses that are being used to defend them vary between the 2 teams. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, so here we go. We're going to pick up, right here, pause it. So Clemson motions out of a 2-by-1 into a 3-by-1. So this slot receiver started in the backfield, motioned out, and created a 3-by-1. So here you're going to see, 2nd down and long. You have Alabama playing a split safety defense. So they have a 6-man box. They're playing 4 press, it looks like here. Could be a cloud to double this guy. Slide outside, leverage by the corner there. So we have to see how that happens pre-snap. But as far as Clemson's concerned, they don't really care. Okay, this boundary coverage doesn't matter in this play because all they're concerned about is that they're 3-by-1 versus split safety defense. They're going to RPO the Mike backer. I'm calling that Mike, that Will, and that's the nickel. The nickel, again, is playing the same, very similar coverage to we saw Clemson playing, that mini coverage where they're man-to-man on the outside. Nickel's going to slide outside of number 2, okay, and then the Mike back responsible for 3, and the safety's deep on 3. So they're not going to run that guy deep. They're going to take number 3, run him on a stick route, and they're going to RPO him. Running backs offset to the 3 receiver side, so the offensive line's going to block the 4 down lineman, work their run play, whatever it is. I believe this is inside zone towards the Will. The Mike will be unblocked as the conflict player. The Mike's going to have to choose. Do I take my gap on that side of center, which it looks like it's going to be the B gap, or do I play number 3 on a 5 to 6 yard stick route? Let's see what happens. So you see the Mike is being unblocked here, set, go, okay? And he actually works out of it. Okay, so if you go back, if you watch the mic actually works out of it. This ball probably should have been handed off by Trevor Lawrence. Okay, but he felt like he threw the stick route. You can see a stick route 6 yards there. Okay, the number 2 receiver runs the horizontal stretch to widen the nickel, and they hit the soft spot in the zone. Okay, next play, you're going to see a 2x2 stack by Clemson. Okay, right now you have a 6-man box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Almost a bear front from Alabama. Let it roll. Okay, straight pass play. And they attack Alabama with 4 verts. If you go back, okay, you're going to see the switch release, okay, by the stack of the 2 receivers. You're going to switch release, and it screws up Alabama. The safety back here just lets it go. Total blown coverage by the safety from Alabama. This is not a coverage issue. This is a complete player issue, where the safety just sat there in his corner, let the guy run right by him. That was completely blown coverage by the safety from Alabama. Okay, explosive play for Clemson. All right, let it roll. Now you can see in the red zone, okay, now Alabama's going to start blitzing. So if you go back to the beginning, okay, they're showing Clemson man-to-man across the board. Okay, so you got man eyes there, eyes there, eyes there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-man box. So Clemson's thinking we're going to run the football. Obviously, with this safety lurking down low, you're concerned about number 3 firing, and that's exactly what he does. The man of number 3 firing, that's what he does, and replaces going to play cover 1. So in other words, Alabama's going to slant themselves into a bear front. They're going to take the defensive end tackle and slant him inside to the A and B gap. This guy comes outside. Obviously, the mic in the backside knows have the A's, and then the end has the C. Okay, so let it roll. There's the slant. Okay, Clemson on that play. Go back. If you go back on it, Clemson just runs an upside down read. So what that means is this: the offensive line is going to block zone to the right. They're blocking zone to the right. The running back takes a fly track. Okay, the quarterback's reading the end man of the line of scrimmage. If that guy comes upfield, the quarterback's going to pull the ball, and he himself is going to run the inside zone. If the defensive end crashes down, the end man of the line of scrimmage, crashes down, he hands the ball off. So if you can look at the line slanting, quarterback reads the line slanting, okay, and then Clemson's off to the races. But if you go back, the key to this entire play, okay, is the ability of this slot receiver to make the block on the blitzer so the running back can get around. In my opinion, there's no way, if you're going to creep and come, there's no way that slot receiver should be able to block you. But watch this slot receiver right here. I think this is Renfro making this key block. Let it roll. He blitzes, he still picks it up, and the running back's able to get outside. Okay? That right there is the key to that touchdown play.
Now, here we are on an ensuing possession after another Clemson touchdown, and Alabama makes their attempts to answer and tie the game up.
So we picked up on 3rd down here. First couple downs were just a quick RPOs and a run play. So 3rd down, a crucial down. Clemson's got to get out the field. Alabama's on their own half. You can see the defense right now, again, still playing their even front with the 4-2 box. These linebackers are moving around. Looks like it could be a pressure look. You look at the eyes and the corners there, that gives you man-to-man look. Eyes, depth, and leverage is man there. This receiver appears to be in a man-off stance. This DB appears to be in an off-man stance. And then this DB also appears to be off-man. The backside safety, when the offense is in 3-by-1, detached or attached, and it's easier detached to see it, the backside safety is going to tell you what it's going to be. So if you watch this backside safety, just before Tua snaps the ball, he begins his rotation to the middle of the field, and they rotate from 2 high to 1 high. So pre-snap, you're thinking, I could get a double team on the X receiver here. And then all of a sudden, as he rotates, you now see, you pause it there, you now see the backside safety rotating. So Tua knows his one-on-one matchup. Okay, numbers-wise, they're going to spin that safety that you can't see down on this side. So now you have 4 DBs versus 3 offensive players. You're at a -1 there. On this side, you have an outside linebacker, a running back, and an X in a corner. So that's 2-on-2. Now, they end up bringing the outside linebacker, so the running back picks him up. I'm sure if this outside linebacker would have dropped in cover, this running back would have run some type of horizontal stretch, either a flat or a swing, to move that guy out of the box. And you see this receiver win on an in cut. The running back picks up the blitz. Tua sees the rotation, so he works backside and drills the in cut for a big first down conversion to Smith there. Okay, next play, again, Alabama's in, and they like this formation, attached 2 by 2. What's Clemson doing? Clemson is running cover 1 on 1st and 10, which is something different than they've shown in the past. They showed a lot of quarters and rotated into 1 high. Now they're just lining up in 1 high. So you have the outside linebacker, man-to-man, the tight end, the corner man-to-man on the receiver there. And here's the key to the whole thing. This guy, man-to-man on the slot in cover 1, he's going to run a slant, and they're going to RPO the backer to the slant side, which we call the low hole player. The running back is offset to the left, so as they're playing cover 1, these 2 inside backers are going to play a banjo coverage on the running back, which means if the running back goes out to the offensive left, the inside backer to that side has him, and he becomes a low hole player in cover 1. If the running back comes this way, then that near backer would have a man-to-man. The opposite backer would be the low hole player. So what Alabama's doing right now is they're actually going to RPO the low hole player. As the low hole player fits his gap, the slant comes in behind him. Tua reads it, reads the insert, pulls and throws the RPO slant, who wins one-on-one versus the guy man-to-man, the nickel. Okay, you see the nickel slide to outside leverage, bang, pulls the slant, throws and completes it again for another first down. Okay, a simple RPO. Okay, now they're going to go play action. Okay, so Alabama's going to do a full play action here. Alabama's actually in 12 personnel now, so they have 2 tight ends in the game. The tight end in the bunch is going to stand and protect, okay, with the running back, and they're going to 3-man route. This guy's going to run, I believe, a comeback, and this guy's going to drag across because the play action influences coverages. You're going to see a tight end get open on the drag route. Okay, very, very simple, something that the Patriots ran in the Super Bowl as well. So there goes the drag by the tight end, the play action, boom, they drill it. Okay, now next play, Alabama is going to start in pistol, motion the back or jump the back to the left of the quarterback, and they have an even front, 3-by-1 detached. Again, Clemson's going to be in a 2-high shell. We'll see if they spin. Alabama doesn't care because they're RPOing the backside linebacker. So Alabama's going to block the 4-down lineman. The backside tackle is going to go man-to-man, backside guard man-to-man. Everyone else will be run wide zone or outside zone to the backer to the 3-receiver side, the inside linebacker to the 3-receiver side. Because it's an outside run play, you're only going to RPO the backside. You cannot RPO both sides when the run play is outside because these guys will be running routes. As the run play comes right into them, it'll be a mess. So they're going to go ahead and stock block, hat for a hat, number 3 on number 3 to the sideline, number 2 from number 2 from the sideline, and number 1 from number 1 from the sideline, and his number is actually number 1, so that works out well. You can see this is the unblocked player. Okay, Tua's going to read the backside linebacker. You'll see him bob and hold his ground. So Tua hands the ball off, and they get a great run play, about an 11-yard run here, maybe even more if it has to fall down. So again, get your eyes on him. He's the read, unblocked. He bobs, ball gets handed off. Outside zone, receivers do a great job stock blocking, and we get another big gain there by Alabama. Okay, so next play, all they're going to do on a 2-back is they're going to run split zone. Okay, so Alabama's going to, again, block the box, 6 blockers with the opposite running back does on the ball versus 6 defenders. And then Clemson's got to decide whether or not they're going to try to go against that even box or they're going to spin somebody down, blitz him, and roll strong. Okay, get him down into the box and roll weak, or they're going to play in their quarter structure. So let's see what happens. Set, go. Again, they decided to bring the nickel in from the field. Okay, he comes flying in late. Okay, Tua hands the ball off because he did come in so late, and because Tua's eyes were going to go to the boundary there, read the weak side 6, so he hands the ball off. They get the first down. All right, next play, again, they line up in 12 personnel, 3 receivers kind of bunched to the boundary. They're going to run this dummy motion, so they're going to fake the fly, try to get safeties to rotate, which they did. He rotated down, he rotated back, and they're actually going to hand the ball off on outside zone, right where that safety rotated from. And that's why you have almost a touchdown there. He came up short, they reviewed the play. So if you go back, and now what I want you guys to do is keep your eyes on the safeties. So right here, if you see, okay, they have two safeties. One you can't see. You'll see it with this fly motion here. It gets the safeties to roll. He rolls down. This safety rolls to the middle field, and then Alabama comes back with outside zone where the safety came from. So if you let it roll, you'll see it. There's the rotation. Number one rolls back. It ends up being the corner, and now they run the ball where he just came from. And now they're a gap short and almost get a touchdown off of it. Okay, so Alabama comes out of the huddle quickly. All right, they explode up to the line of scrimmage, very similar to what the Los Angeles Rams are doing, where they get out of the huddle quickly and snap the ball as fast as they can. So you can see Alabama has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 offensive linemen in the football game to the right side. Center 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, they have a guard backside. Their tackle is over. They actually have 3 tight ends in the football game. Tight end 1, tight end 2, tight end 3. So they sneak this tight end on the backside as an offensive lineman, but he really is an eligible receiver because they have no eligible receivers outside of him covering him up. Great scheme by Alabama, full play action, naked. This tight end is going to go ahead and block down for a count and slip out. No one has a man-to-man. The defense all thinks is coming this way. Great scheme by Alabama. Great play action by Tua. Easy touchdown pass, Alabama. Tied up, 14-14.
Now we're at a point in the game where we see Clemson hit a bunch of big plays and really start to pull away from Alabama. And we'll break down how Clemson was able to expose Alabama's defense and run to a bunch of points.
Okay, so we pick up here where Clemson is in a 3rd down. Okay, so Alabama's playing man coverage. You can see Clemson's in a cluster formation. Alabama's going to play what's called stab and deuce, which means they're going to man up the point, and they're going to go ahead and play an inside-outside bracket or banjo coverage on 1 and 3. Again, so number 4 is outside leverage of number 1, which is crucial. He's outside leverage, so you can see number 3 come out. If number 1 pushes vertical and 3 comes out, number 4 is going to come off, and the safety from the inside is going to rotate over the top. Clemson identifies this coverage and runs a great beater against this, a great stab and deuce beater. What they're going to do is they're going to take this guy and just basically he's a non-factor. He's going to run him at 5 yards and hook up. Number 1 is going to threaten number 4's leverage outside. They're going to take number 3 and clear out the zone, clear out the man-to-mans, and they're going to take number 1 and run him on an in-cut. Because number 4 is outside leverage, he's on the wrong side of the in-cut. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence sees it. Great scheme by Clemson here and attacks coverage properly. So let it roll. Okay, you're going to see him come over. They clear it out. Here comes number 3 on the inside, and it beats number 4. Again, number 4 was the corner pre-snap to that outside leverage. He doesn't really have a chance against that type of outside leverage stab and deuce. Okay, next play, Clemson's going to be, again, very similar formations that you're seeing in Alabama. Clemson's going to be in a sniffer position, 6-man blocking surface. You see Alabama, they're coming up in cover 0. So Alabama's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-man box, even an 8-man box if you want to include that backside safety. So now they're at a -2 at cover 0. Clemson's going to has to have some type of answer here, whether or not they're going to try to just jam it in there and see what they can get on split zone or some type of inside run play, or if they're going to try to check and max protect and throw just a 3-man route versus 0, or whether or not they're going to try to RPO someone. Let's see what they do. And they run their inside zone play. Again, not a very good play. As you can see, Alabama blitzed the boundary, safety off the edge, and closed it down. Alabama pinched everything, and there's not much running room there at all for Clemson. Okay, pause it. Okay, now Clemson goes into a formation called trips, where the tight end's by himself, the 3 receivers are detached. They motion to identify whether it's not his man or zone. Okay, let's watch what happens next. All right, and then Clemson comes right back at you with the upside down shovel option on power read. So again, what you're going to see is Trevor Lawrence is going to read the defensive end. The backside guard is going to pull for number 30. Okay, Trevor races, tries to break, contain. See the defense then come upfield. He's going to run the shovel to the running back who's getting 1 by 1 off of the guard's hip. Okay, and the biggest difference, if you run it one more time, is the biggest difference from when Alabama tried to run it, when Clemson tried to run it, is 1, Alabama sat there and then it blitz him, and 2, the guard actually blocked the guy he was supposed to and block somebody. So number 30 just sits there, and now he's trying to recognize some type of RPO, and they're able to pull up inside.
Clemson was able to take a commanding 31-16 lead going into halftime, and on Alabama's first possession of the second half, Clemson was able to come up with a big third down stop that helped continue their momentum in this game.
Okay, so we're in the high red zone here, big third down conversion. Clemson's going to play a combination coverage. What I mean by that is what they're going to run to the field does not exactly match them running to the boundary. So to the field, they're going to run a combination coverage where the outside linebacker, and the corner are going to play a cloud coverage and inside-outside coverage on 2 and 1 with the safety over the top you cannot see in the screen. They're manning up number 3. So obviously this defender has the first inside route between 1 and 2. Safety overlap on the next one. This corner has the first outside route between 1 and 2, and that guy became a curl player. Again, it's a triangle coverage. So if you can imagine the safety is here, and you connected the dots, it's a triangle coverage on 1 and 2. They're manning up number 3. So it's a different type of a mini coverage. Usually you would play that triangle on 2 and 3 and man up 1. Here they're just switching the identity of the defense, the scheme. They're going to man up 3 and then play the triangle on 1 and 2. What that allows them to do, is that allows them to double team the boundary X receiver. You can clearly see the linebacker does not care about the X. His eyes are completely focused on number 34, so he owns the running back man-to-man. There's another safety in the picture you can't see just off the screen here that's going to be doubling the X with the corner. The corner's playing outside leverage, forcing the X receiver into the safety who's going to help him, and that's where Tua goes with the football, and they jump it and make a great play. Bang, there it is. And pause, you see the safety right on top of it. Okay, so you see the double team happen as they come in on the X receiver and how they matched up the rest of it. Okay, you see number 3 on the outcut, you see the guy man-to-man take it. Let's let it roll. So there's number 3 on the outcut, the guy takes it, and there's your triangle coverage with the safety, outside linebacker, and corner playing 3 on 2 to 1 and 2, man-to-man number 3, the safety and the corner backside double teaming the X, and there's the linebacker who owns the running back man-to-man. A very good third down coverage to get off the field here for Clemson and force Alabama into a field goal.
In a third quarter Clemson possession, Clemson was up by 2 scores and really threw the dagger in Alabama, ending all hopes at a comeback.
Okay, so what you'll see here on a big third down conversion is Alabama's going to show you 2-man coverage pre-snap. Looks like it's 2-man. You can't see their safety, but he's here. If you just count, you can tell. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5-man box. That tells you it's too high. Okay, there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The guy you can't see, and 11. So what you're going to see is this inside DB. They're going dime here, so it's a bunch of DBs on the field. He's going to pressure. The safety's going to rotate down and play man-to-man on number 3. The backside is going to rotate to the middle of the field. Very similar to the coverage you saw Tua attack earlier. Again, when Tua saw that coverage, that's how the backside to rotate to the middle of the field and cover 1. He attacked the boundary. Trevor Lawrence is the same thing. The running backs offset weak to pick up the pressure. And we have just an absolute great release by number 8. Absolutely smokes the DB and man press. Again, that's kind of what you're willing to give up if you're going to play press man. Sometimes you're going to just slip and fall. Bang, gets up, the guy falls. Trevor Lawrence sees the rotation, completes the ball. The safety comes back to the middle of the field, slips and falls as well. And then number 8 takes it in for a big score. Really separate, blowing the game open. It was a 2-score game. That was third down, remember. So if Alabama gets a stop there, now that Clemson's punting, he's going to get good field position. And it's a big play for Clemson there against Alabama's man press. Again, if you look at it, it's 3rd and 8. It's 3rd and 8. They got the field here. Clemson's backed up punting. Alabama comes down and scores, makes it a 1-possession game. Could be a whole different game. This is definitely the biggest play of the game. Where again, man across the board, bringing the pressure. And Clemson is able to hold in there long enough for number 8 to win. Trevor Lawrence sees the rotation, the pressure come from the field, goes to the boundary. Of course, Clemson puts their best receiver into the boundary like everyone does, and he's able to defeat Alabama's man press coverage.
That last play we just showed you guys was really the dagger of the game. Clemson would go on to score once more, and Alabama was done for the night. So, Coach, why couldn't Alabama figure out that Clemson defense?
Well, I mean, as you saw in the film breakdown, Clemson did a really nice job of showing Alabama one thing pre-snap, and at the snap of the football, giving them something else. Rotating safeties in the box, corner fires, pirating the line, taking the conflict players away by playing man coverage. On third down, they did a really good job of mixing up the coverages they were running. It wasn't the same thing every single time. One time they would give Alabama one type of mini coverage and Cleo. The next time they would switch it up and combo the outside receivers and man up number 3. They did a really nice job, I felt, of keeping Alabama off balance, guessing, and constantly disguising and bringing pressures. Again, playing some man coverage, rolling the dice, and causing the conflict to go away in all of the RPO game, especially on early down distances. Yeah. I thought they did a nice job on early down distances of playing more man coverage when Alabama was more probably, percentage-wise, running their RPO pass game. So on early downs, instead of playing zone and letting Alabama pick them apart with the RPO game, they were playing man on early down distances. And then in later down distances, they were playing a lot more zone and combination zone coverages that honestly the RPO game would have eaten up. Yeah. But because it was third and long or third and 8 or whatever, Alabama is in drop back pass situations. And then Clemson wasn't going to play man and allow the Alabama skill to take over one-on-one. They were going to confuse Tua and keep him off balance with different types of zone coverages. And they took their chances rolling dice with pressure, and they got to him a couple times. But most of the time on third down, they were playing some type of splits of defense or combination coverages that gave Alabama on third and long a lot of problems.
Yeah, definitely. We saw Clemson really take it to Alabama like no team has done in recent memory. And we're going to see both of these teams stay strong for the next couple of years, but we really saw Clemson take this year.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been a great team the whole year, and I think they'll both be back. If definitely. Not in the finals next year, definitely in the playoff. I personally like to see the playoff structure go to 8 teams. Yeah. I think that would be awesome, but if they keep it at 4, I think there's a strong possibility that both those two teams will be back in the next year.
Yeah, each team, college football is very competitive, but each team seems a league above the rest of the playing field.
Yeah, and you see that in recruiting. As soon as you saw the signing day come and pass this February 6th, you saw that those two teams are at the top of the recruiting classes, so they're going to stay good. They do a great job, and I think they're going to be the two teams to beat, out there in the season next year.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. And thanks for watching today, guys. Thank you, Coach, for coming on the show today.
Absolutely.
And make sure to follow ShaunsTake on all social medias, @ShaunsTake on Instagram and Twitter. And we'll see you next time.